Yo, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to a special episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I will not be talking about everything nerdy that has caught my eye. I will be talking about the first 4 episodes of season 5 of Stranger Things. And first things first, Jordan, I don't know if you're listening to this, but you are a dick. For those of you who don't remember, Jordan is my godson. He was on the Spider-Man No Way Home podcast 3 years ago now. 4? When the hell did that movie come out? 2021, I believe. So yeah, he kind of spoiled something for me, but I'm going to go ahead and get into these first 4 episodes. Not really a lot of chit chat going on this week, but let's talk about episode 1, The Crawl, written and directed by the Duffer Brothers. So we get a flashback sequence of 1983 when Will first disappeared, and he is caught by Vecna and infected by a tentacle. So we got some de-aging of Noah Schnapp, and he basically turned into a superhero, you know, climbing trees super fast, jumping, almost breaking his neck, but his backpack saved him. Maybe that backpack will come back into some type of, you know, situation, because they focused on that backpack a little too long. It's like Chekhov's gun. If you focus on something for too long, I feel like it's going to come into play in some way, shape, or form. All right. Jump back to the present, 1987. So 18 months after, you know, Vecna got his 4th kill by, you know, technically killing Max, the military, led by Dr. K and Lieutenant Ackers, who is, I don't know who Ackers is, has put Hawkins under quarantine and created a base in the Upside Down while still hunting for Eleven, who has been training with Hopper. You probably saw that scene online where she's basically running routes. I like this scene because there was a bit of a red herring where I guess somebody was trying to escape and, you know, the army got duped. All right, so Will, Lucas, and Mike are basically laying low during the occupation of Hawkins. Eddie is obviously dead, so Dustin is honoring him by wearing his Hellfire shirt, growing his hair out. He's wearing rings. He's got on a trench coat and everything. And he is pissing off the high school basketball team. If you all recall, Andy was one of the basketball players who was in the previous season. You might know him from Erica kicking him in the nuts and saying crit hit. So him and Dustin have been going back and forth. They tried to rip Dustin's Hellfire shirt. Lucas showed up, said, "Yo, you keep on messing with my boy. The kick my sister did to you, where, you know, your balls hurt for a week, and you gonna have shit on what I'm gonna do to you." So Robin is working at the radio station with Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve, where they are relaying coded messages about opportunities to sneak Hopper into the Upside Down to do what they call crawls in order to find Vecna's hideout. Dustin goes to Eddie's grave after putting a snake in Andy's locker, and Andy kills the snake and says "burn in hell" on Eddie's grave with the snake's blood. Dustin almost holds his own for a bit. He throws was it acetone or was it paint thinner, and the 4 basketball players' eyes, till, you know, they obviously jump him and beat him to a pulp. So Dustin did not show up to the crawl. Everything goes sideways when a Demogorgon attacks the convoy in the Upside Down, which makes Hopper take shelter. And we find out that Will is connected to the Demogorgons, where he witnesses a Demogorgon heading to the Wheeler house. And it just opened a gate in Holly's bedroom. So very amazing first episode. I was very shocked about, you know, Will having that connection to the Demogorgons. First episode was great. No notes besides Caleb McLaughlin's wig. I really wish he would have grown his hair out. Or, it's the 80s. Everybody didn't have a high top fade. So, they could have just gave him a brush cut. I don't know what his hairstyle was or what. I know braids weren't a thing back then. That really started to pop off in the 90s, unless you were the West Indian heritage. But yeah, very amazing first episode. And they teased up Mr. What's It very well with Holly on the what do you call those things, the roundabouts. And we also got our first introduction to what's his name? What is that kid's name? Turnbow, Derek Turnbow. Yeah, as a dick. All right, chapter 2 is the Vanishing of Holly Wheeler, also written and directed by the Duffer Brothers. So the Demogorgon busts in through the gate that it opened, fucking drags Holly. I was trying to think of what is it called? I can't remember, but drags Holly to the point where Holly eventually escapes and goes to her mom Karen, who was getting ready to take a bath because Karen and I forgot to leave out. I left out in the first episode. The Wheelers, I mean not the Wheelers. The Byers family is staying with the Wheelers. So Jonathan, Will, Joyce are all staying with the Byers, and Ted has had enough of it. So Ted's outside just hitting golf balls, and Holly goes to Karen and tells her, you got to believe me, something is like coming after me. And then Karen hears it, and they go full. What movie was that? I can't remember. It was like some horror movie where somebody hid in the tub from the Demogorgon. But then Ted comes in, attempts to fight the Demogorgon, gets the shit knocked out of him, and flown through a wall into Mike's room. Karen and Holly try to run down the stairs and escape through the front door. Demogorgon shows up, bleeds through the door, and gets ready to attack them. But then they try to run and escape through the kitchen. Demogorgon comes around the corner. Karen goes in her full mama bear mode, breaks a bottle of wine, champagne wine, I don't know, and starts shanking the shit out of this Demogorgon. Meanwhile, Nancy and 11 are in Steve's car, pushing it to the limit, while Mike and Lucas are on bikes trying to get there as well. Also, forgot a lot. Murray is smuggling stuff in, and Jonathan and Steve are having a dick measuring contest over Nancy's affection. But 11 and Nancy get to the house, and they find Karen on the ground, barely alive, with the gate partially open, and 11 goes after the Demogorgon that took Holly. Also, Max is still in her coma, so while all this is happening, Will and Lucas are visiting her, and Lucas is still playing Kate Bush on repeat. I got more on that when I get to episode 4, because that pissed me off. Holly wakes up with Mr. Wetsit, and he's been telling her, I'm here to save you and your friends from the monsters. And nobody believes Holly at this point. So Nancy and Mike are trying to figure out a way to sneak in and go see their mom to try to get her to reveal some type of information on Mr. Wetsit. Meanwhile, back in the Upside Down, 11 and Hopper eventually reunite. Hopper has also been shot, and they come across a giant wall blocking Hawkins in the Upside Down. So Mike and Nancy basically do their version of Get Help from Thor Ragnarok, where Nancy is dressed as a candy striper, and Mike is pretending to be a patient. Also, around the same time, Robin's girlfriend, whose name I am drawing a blank on, I believe it was Mary, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was not Mary. Vicky, sorry, is working as a candy striper at the hospital. So Robin and her have been sneaking around, and Will also kind of saw them making out in a room. So yeah, he knows he's not alone now. But they sneak in, talk to their mom, tell her don't talk because your vocal cords have been hurt. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Wetsit? And Karen writes that his name is Henry. And they realize that, Henry, aka Vecna, aka One, has been talking to Nancy. and Will also figures out the earlier visions were from when Vecna was talking to Holly at her school, and he was seeing it from her POV, and then he realized that he can figure out who Vecna's targets are before the rest of them are taken. So very funny episode, to the point where Joyce is still being overly protective of Will. She needs to let him go out there and, at least try to help in some way, shape, or form. Also, Robin is basically being the support system that Will needs, not just as another gay kid, but, as somebody who's not, coddling him. So they basically lied to Joyce and be like, oh crap, the flux capacitor isn't working. Very funny. I was not expecting them to do a Back to the Future reference in 2 seasons, but hey, here we go. Because season 3, Robin, Steve, I think it was just Robin and Steve, were high, and they snuck into the theater to watch Back to the Future after they escaped from the Russian compound underneath the mall. What else was there? Dustin finally showed up looking like shit. He did the classic, I'm gonna lie about me getting my ass jumped. He said he fell off his bike and, took several falls, but Steve knows that's bullshit. Jonathan knows that's bullshit. And their relationship has been splintered for the past 18 months since Eddie's passing. But yeah, very good episode. All right, so that was I said the name of the episode. So chapter 3 is the Turnbow Trap, directed by Frank Darabont, who was the showrunner on The Walking Dead for like the first few seasons. Written by Caitlin Schneiderhan. All right, so Vecna targets Holly's classmate and bully Derek Turnbow as his next victim. Hopper and 11 fail to break through the massive wall and are ambushed by soldiers, but manage to overpower them. Hopper and 11 interrogate Lieutenant Ackers, concluding that Dr. K is holding Vecna at the base. Will, Nancy, and Mike inform the group that Vector lured Holly by claiming that he was her imaginary friend, which prompted them to devise a plan to use Derek as bait to trap the Demogorgon and put a tracker in it so they can reach Holly before more children are taken. So the group armed themselves with weapons smuggled in by Murray and enlist Erica to drug Derek and his family. So the team splits up, transporting the unconscious family into an abandoned barn while converting Derek's house into a trap for the Demogorgon. So the plan unravels when Derek wakes up and Will realizes that the Demogorgon has located his group. Meanwhile, Holly finds herself in Henry's childhood home, which I'm going to talk about more. So this episode, we got to see a little bit more of Derek, because everybody, myself included, was like, who the fuck is this kid and why is he here? So the Duffer Brothers said he would be playing a very important part to this season, and so far he has in these next 2 episodes. Well, this episode and episode 4. Derek is an annoying little shit. We've all probably had classmates just like him, but I gotta admit, he is possibly going to be one of the overall MVPs of the series. Just for the stuff that he might be doing in this season. I might be speaking preemptively, but so far he is on my good list. First, he was on my shit list. He's kind of like the boyfriend from Jurassic World Rebirth. It's like first you hated him, but then he jumped in the water to go save his girl. So yeah, Erica drugged the entire family with the medicine that Robin and Will stole from the hospital after they basically had their heart to heart. And Robin was like, yo, are you gay? But not really. So it was a very amazing episode. What else do I have to say? It's like Lucas isn't really doing much besides like hanging out with Max, and him and Mike, they kind of feel like pushed to the side, but they're not really pushed to the side per se, because they're doing other things. Like they help set up the trap. Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan are all, in one group, while it's Will, Mike, Nancy, Erica, and Robin in one group. And I really thought 11 killed Ackers when she basically invaded his mind, because he knocked out, and I was like, oh shit, she blew up his brain. He's alive, which we will find out in episode 4. And Henry leaving Holly in his house, and and leaving her some gifts, like a Barbie car and the Tiffany single. Like, out of all the songs to pick from the 80s, why did they have to go with I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany? Like, every time I hear that song now, I automatically think of Giovanni Ribisi dancing in Ted. Let me actually see when this song came out. It doesn't have a oh, here we go. Okay, it came out in 87. Yeah, April. Wait. Oh, here we go. Tiffany version. That's the original version. Okay, so it came out August 87. Did not know this was a cover. You learn something new every day. Also, Lucas hit us with an exposition dump. So Lucas has been the exposition dump throughout this season. So we find out that it is November 2nd, 1987. Almost 4 years to the day where Will disappeared. Will disappeared on November 6th, 1983. All right. So he's like, he basically pulled the dopes. He's like, I don't fuck coincidences. I don't believe in them. So, okay. So Derek eventually wakes up and was like, oh shit, you know, these people are gonna kidnap me. He tackled the shit out of Joyce, honestly. But Henry leaves a note for Holly saying, you know, here's a compass, come to the woods, and basically when you hit the wall, I'll meet you there. And it's none other than, you know, Max, aka Coma Girl. That's a Jessica Jones reference from comics. All right. So, what else happened in this episode that really caught my eye? Don't remember. All right, let me go ahead and go to episode 4, which is chapter 4, Sorcery, directed by the Duffer Brothers, written by Paul Dieter. So Hopper and Eleven infiltrate the base, hoping to kill Vecna. They end up meeting Dr. K and defeating the soldiers, and they realize that Vecna is not in the base in the Upside Down. It's Callie, aka 8. And this is why my godson sucks, because I did not watch this episode until about an hour ago, because I am recording this on Wednesday the 3rd, and we haven't seen 8 since season 2. So Max explains to Holly that they actually trapped inside Vecna's mind, which Holly is a big fan of Wrinkle in Time, and she decides to call it Camazotz, which is from A Wrinkle in Time, which I never watched or read. Max reveals everything that has happened since her death, per se, how she's been stuck in Vecna's memories, seeing memories of him going to school with Joyce in 1959 and whatnot. But Will's group is attacked by the Demogorgon because it's coming after Derek, until Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan basically hit it with Steve's car and chases it into the Upside Down after, you know, they ambushed it, shot it with a tracker and everything in the Turnbow house in the last episode. Meanwhile, also, the military has been taking children from Hawkins who could possibly be potential victims. Will experiences a vision of Holly and 3 other children being restrained by tentacles, and there are spots for 8 more kids. All right, so Will, Lucas, Mike, Joyce, Robin all infiltrate the base to get the kids, while they got Derek inside being a spy because now he's on their side. And Murray sneaks back into town to help try to get the kids out of Hawkins, period. But shit starts to go sideways when the Demogorgons, when they were digging underneath the base, they fucked around and hit a pipe, which basically caused a water leak. They got, 5 kids out? Yeah, because it was 3. Yeah, 3 and 2. So, Robin got 3 of the kids to Murray, while Lucas was getting 2 of the other kids out. And eventually the military caught Joyce, Mike, and Will, while Lucas was still underground with the kids, using the tunnels that we haven't seen since season 2. So shout out to those tunnels. Will starts, I'm sorry, I read that part. The Demogorgons and Vecna come into the Outside Down and basically kill nearly all the soldiers on the base. And they were doing well to hold them back when the guy with the flamethrower showed up. But then Vecna said, nah, bro. My children, rise. They took all the kids, including the ones that were in the truck with Murray and the 2 that Lucas had with them. Vecna tells Will that he intends to use the children because they are perfect vessels to help reshape the world because they are weak in spirit and strength. And Vecna sends 3 Demogorgons to kill Robin, Lucas, and Mike, but then Will somehow gets powers and controls those 3 Demogorgons and kills them basically the same way that Vecna has killed Chrissy. Was it Derek? No, it was Peter. I can't remember the name of the other kid. I feel bad now. So yeah, snapped their limbs. They don't have eyes, so he didn't pop those, but he snapped their necks as well. So I was like, hold on, wait a second now. Holy shit, Will has powers? Is this a Harry Potter Horcrux situation right now? Like when Vecna was pumping Will full of whatever it was back in 1983, did he give him a portion of his powers? So I definitely need to see the rest of this because it's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because I was surprised about that. I'm going to pause this because I'm almost done. I got to put the W ad in there. I am contractually obligated to. Sorry. Be right back. This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task. And go to Dubby.gg and use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's Dubby.gg with promo code AngryBlerd10. All right, I'm back. So yeah, Will has powers now. So what the fuck? We also find out that it's not a wall in the Upside Down. It's actually a circle because Dustin is a mathematical genius, and he figured out due to the signal that was in the tracker, he kind of triangulated it and figured out there's some other interference coming from somewhere else, and they thought it was military interference back in the first episode. And it was like, okay, so it's not a wall, it is a circle enclosing Hawkins. And it seems like Elle and Hopper are on the other side of the circle because they could not get to Dustin, Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy. But bro, Will having powers was not on my bingo card of things that could possibly happen in this season. It's good to see 8 again. Like I said, my godson spoiled that for me, so I will be calling him later and cursing him out. I really thought like, yo, is this like how it ends for Lucas? For Lucas, Mike, and Robin. I was like, you can't kill them in the first 4 episodes, yo. If y'all did that, everybody would lose their shit and they'd be like, you know what? Nope, we don't even care no more. We ain't watching the rest of the season. How you gonna kill Mike? But yeah, Lucas got scratched. So also, Lucas, you pissed me off with this Kate Bush tape. So Lucas made a tape to play to Max in the hospital. It's just running up that hill on repeat over and over and over again. So when Max is telling Holly her entire story about how she almost made it out, because they basically did Chekhov's heart monitor when in episode 1, where Lucas was telling her, we need to get the whole party back together. They're planning to run up the hill, but her heartbeat slowly starts accelerating. So we see it from Max's POV. She can actually feel Lucas touching her while she's in Vecna's mind. And she's getting ready to run out and wake up from the coma, and the tape stops. And if you record a tape with the same song on it on a repeat, common sense would tell you to do that on side B as well. But no, this motherfucker had to rewind the tape. So I'm like, Lucas, come on, man. Well, I get why they did that, because she would have been up and out by then. And she needs an ally in Vecna's mind. So she actually told Holly, you got to go back to his house and play dumb for now. But we will get out of here, I promise. So yes, very fucking epic 4 episodes so far. I have no notes. A few people are complaining about a continuity error, apparently. So if you recall in was it season 2? Yeah, I feel like it was season 2 with the Mind Flayer, where Jonathan is talking to Will when they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him, per se. And they're trying to give him memories about, things that happened. And he told the story about when, their dad left, how they built Castle Byers, which is, the fort that Will tore down in season 2 or season 3 in the rain. How they built it in the rain to the point where they both got sick. And it's a possibility that, it took a few days to build, but there's a flashback before Will's powers activate of them building the fort like in the daytime. So you can't build a fort in a fucking day, people. So you can start it, but yeah, so whatever. And like people always get upset about these continuity errors. Like, perfect example, season 4, the day they went to the skating rink was supposed to be Will's birthday, which was March 22nd, which Joyce confirmed was Will's birthday in season 2. And yeah, like the Stranger Things writers room had to send out a tweet when this season came out, and they said some friends forget to play D&D and some forget birthdays. It happens. But yeah, I mean, continuity errors happen all the time. Like, there's a whole movie mistake subreddit that I'm on because I like looking at movie mistakes sometimes. Like, hell, we just got the 4K release of Mad Men on HBO Max, and like, you could see a lot of the crew in episodes. Like, they posted one of the episodes where somebody barfed, and you can see the crew member on the ground, like, hitting the fake barf. But yeah, I mean, shit happens from time to time. Yo, I don't know what to tell you. Just, ignore it if you can, unless you're just gonna let it get to you like crazy. But I don't know. I might do the next 3 on Christmas Day, because my godson's gonna probably spoil it for me. Because I was originally thinking just record it all on New Year's Eve, since I don't really have any plans of going out or anything. Because I have friends, but I don't really have a life per se. I don't know. I'll probably just do like, one special episode on the finale, since the finale is 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes long, which is basically the second longest episode of Stranger Things. Let me look this up real quick. Alright, where's runtime? Alright, so the Stranger Things full-length season finale has been revealed. This is coming from Netflix's website. So if you're not ready to say goodbye to Hawkins, you're in luck. The Stranger Things finale will be an epic supersized finale. The runtime for the series' long-awaited final chapter has officially been revealed to be a blockbuster 2 hours and 5 minutes, setting the stage for one last massive journey into the Upside Down. So the finale will have limited screenings in more than 500 theaters across the US and Canada, beginning on December 31st at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 a.m. Eastern time to the finale's global premiere on Netflix, and will run through January 1st, 2026. So I'm actually looking to see where it will be showing near me. So let's check this out. I am not in Washington, D.C. Okay, showing at CMX in the Downtown Gardens. Let's see what the seating is looking like per se, because I'm not gonna go to the movie theaters to watch this. Like, the only time I ever do stuff like that is if if it's a re-release. So like, I went to the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. Oh, New Year's Eve is on a Wednesday. I'm looking at the 8 o'clock showing. This shit is already almost sold out. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so y'all can see this, because woo! Alright, so that's the 8 p.m. showing. So let's go to the 10:55. And apparently in theaters it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, so there might be like some type of situation where they're thanking the fans and everything. So the 10:55 showing isn't quite sold out. So like, what, 41 seats already taken. So yeah, I get it. This basically, the finale basically is a movie, same as last season. Because that one had a runtime of 2 hours and some change as well. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm probably not gonna do that. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed these 4 episodes of Stranger Things. So I will be getting my news stories ready so I can have a new episode for you guys on Sunday with the review of It, Welcome to Derry, and I think that's it, since this whole episode was dedicated to Stranger Things. So rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to w.gg, use the promo code Angry Blerd 10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. And don't use AI. Bye.